Hi there, my name is Jonathan Monk, and just a quick video to briefly introduce myself and some of the things in which I could do to help your website and your business. So I started in SEO back in 2012, and since then I've been head of SEO at a SEO agency based in Sussex in the UK. Back in 2015 I started two loans comparison websites, All Credit Loans and GuarantorLoansUK.net, and currently they generate over 2,500 loan applications per month, all from traffic which has been generated via Google organic search. And this was all work and which was personally done hands-on by myself. So I thought it might be worth just briefly expanding on some of the work in which I did on these websites. So firstly, obviously it was selecting the actual market itself, and probably the most important part of it. From extensive keyword research, competitor analysis, I identified what I felt was a good niche in terms of the guarantor loans, and which the keywords were competitive but not as competitive as maybe some of the others. And again, the competitors, I thought there were some big competitors there, but I still felt there was opportunity for a website in which was serving the visitor and serving the visitor's needs more than maybe some of the others. And currently, as of today, the sites are working well. They generate a good number of applications, and I believe that that was a good way in which we started. I don't regret the market that we went into. Then in terms of the sites themselves, I obviously did all the keyword research quite extensively, because we didn't start targeting the big keywords first. We started some of the less competitive keywords, and then gradually, as the sites built up their authority, started targeting the bigger keywords later on. So obviously the keyword research, site structure, and then looking at, I did all the on-page optimization. I did all of the copywriting for the sites. I designed the site layouts. I did all the graphic design. I looked for images. The development work for the sites I haven't done myself. I've outsourced that, but I do manage the developers. I do some basic HTML work. I know WordPress quite extensively. So in terms of these sites, I have done pretty much most of the work myself to make them work today. And I only tell you that because I think it's important that if you're employing someone to look at your websites and to give advice as to how they could work better, I think if you employ someone who has done the work themselves, has seen both success and failure in terms of the work they've done, which I certainly have, I think it brings good experience and good knowledge which can help improve your site itself. So I'm very proud of the work done on these sites. They currently do compete toe-to-toe with the likes of Money Supermarket and Go Compare, who have much more resource than I certainly do, and the sites do that on a regular basis. So in terms of your websites and what I can bring to those, I can bring strong technical ability. I make sure that I was the primary SEO auditor for the SEO agency that I worked at. So I looked at many websites, technically looked at how they currently were and how they should be, and then when clients came on board, would then obviously make sure that there was the implementation of the SEO audit onto their site. So I have a strong technical side and technical ability based on the SEO audits I've done, and also the setup of the sites that I have done. And also I have a strong commercial view on a website. As I say myself, I both looked at the market and I've looked at online opportunities with both client sites and my own sites, and I have seen not only traffic driven to my websites, but I've also learned how to make sure that traffic actually converts. And obviously that's a key important part to any website, is not only getting the traffic to the site, but making sure those customers and those visitors do what you want them to do, whether that be filling out a form, making an inquiry, making a phone call to your business, or filling out a loan application, or if you're an e-commerce site, obviously actually buying something. Okay, so that's very nice. what can I do for you and for your website? Well, firstly, there is the SEO Audit, which will be completely bespoke to not only your website, but to your business, what your business goals are, and also what your resources are. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss what is achievable, what may not be achievable, but all of that will be discovered in the audit to look at where you currently stand in comparison to your competitors and what you may need to do to start competing toe-to-toe with them. Once the audit has been done, that will help to develop the strategy. As I say, that will be drawn up in relation to your goals and your resources. And once the strategy has been done, we then obviously need to look at how that is actually put into practice, and I can assist you do some planning for that. One of my large roles at Artemis, and certainly what I've done for my own websites, is looking at and planning out who does the work, but also in what order the work is done. For there is always the quick wins which you should go for, and which will get results quick, and there needs to be a key timeline as to what is done and when, and I can certainly help you do that and do that planning, whether that be just your in-house work, whether that be an SEO agency and what they need to do, maybe you have external developers that need to be arranged and managed, so I can help you do that too. Another area in which I can help your business is through training. There's so many areas to SEO these days. Not to understand what you could be doing, what your SEO agency should be doing, not only can be expensive, but it also means that you won't necessarily get the results that you're looking for. So I can train you and your staff, whether it be to help manage your SEO agency better, to hold them to account, to direct some of the activities in which they should be doing, which more closely match your business, or whether it be to actually start training your staff to undertake some of those actions and those activities themselves. Because there are many things in which SEO agencies do which aren't necessarily require them to be doing it. Some areas obviously are quite technical and require a lot of expertise. There are other areas which, so long as you have people who are properly trained within your own business, can do that themselves. So potentially you can have a bit more control over your website, and you can actually reduce some of the costs by bringing some of the stuff that you do in-house. And finally, an area in which I can support your business is through support. So we've done the audit, we've found out what's wrong and what opportunities it may be that you're missing, and we've drawn up a strategy in which we will agree which is the best way forwards, depending on what you want to achieve and the resources you have. We've planned it out, we all know who's doing what. We've done some training, so maybe some of the stuff is now being done in-house, but I understand the real world, and challenges come on board. Maybe there's been a Google algorithm update, maybe you've had a new competitor come into your market who's been very active, maybe there's been a huge change. For example, obviously we have the current COVID situation going on, in which there are many situations changes in the market, so I can provide ongoing support, whether that be just to answer questions, whether it be for your team to ask questions, whether it be to hold your team to account or your agency to account, in which I can look at what they're doing, ask them questions, maybe do another little audit in 6 months' time to see exactly what work has been done and how it's being implemented. Whatever support your business needs, I'll be able to do it. I'm currently not offering ongoing SEO work, the actual hands-on implementation, because I'm still doing that on my own website, but anything in relation to audit, strategy, planning, training and support, if you have any of those needs, I'd love to be able to chat those through with you and see how we can help your business move forward. Thanks for listening.